with it, man. So a couple of subs asked me live on stream how to make a theme team, right? So first and foremost, right, I'm gonna lead off with this. We all know that the quote unquote best theme teams, that's subjective, and it does change. And what I mean by that is this, right? I've been running Patriots the entire year. Obviously, it's my favorite team. You know what I'm saying? But even though Raiders, quote unquote, was the best team for most of the year, I still had success, with my Patriots team, like against players that ran the meta, and Raiders team. So all that really is subjective and what it all means to you. To me, it really doesn't mean much to an extent because I'm gonna say this: one, how easy it is to build a team, right? Especially earlier on in the year, there was so many cards, so many players that had got every team Kim, right? Not just the rank rewards, but also just um obviously season pass guys, right? So let's look at Drake May for instance. Drake May is gonna get every single team Kim. We know he's a Patriot, but you could give him the Kims to be a Raider, a Jet, Niner, something disgusting. You feel me? Whatever you want to do. So every season player, right? They get every team, every Kim, right? David Edwards, obviously he's a Bill. He has Patriot Kim. Also, what they was doing as well too was the season event players. Up until season 5, they was giving the season event players, not season event players, the event players. They was giving event players every team cam. Now I don't have any left. I sold all of mine. The only one that I have is Bradbury, but he's season 5. So he doesn't get every team cam. But guys like your Mike Evans, from Ghost of Mud, just to show you guys real quick. Let's see, Evans. Type that in real quick. That's Jari. So let's see. So boom, this free safety Mike Evans card. He well not got, he still does. He gets every single team in Kim, and to get him, you had to play in the event, one of the events from season 4, back during Zero Chill. It was one event you had to play, completed win your 10 games before you lose two, and you will get a token. You can redeem that token for any champion or any event player during season 4, whether it be Mike Evans, Donald Parham, so on and so forth, right? So they made it very easy to build out teams, to build out theme teams. Also, now again too, right? With the new promo that came out for the first time last week, they brought back flashbacks. So now what's happening with flashback cards is this, right? The team on the card that they represent. So for instance, D'Angelo Hall, you see on his card is Washington, right? He's gonna get the entire NFC East Chem, as well as the teams that he actually played for in real life. So obviously Commanders and Falcons. Commanders, Falcons, and Raiders, right? And like I said, the rest of the NFC East as well. Giants, Cowboys, and Eagles. And that's not just for LTDs. That's going to be for every single player within that new series of flashbacks, whether they be a champion or LTD. The thing with the champions though, to unlock that bucket, you have to upgrade them, max them out. So you're gonna need their, what is it, their 87 card, their 90 overall card, and 92 overall card. So it can get kind of pricey. Again, Corey Dillon, obviously, he played for no, not Bengals, I'm bugging. The Bengals. He played for the Bengals and the Patriots. And since his card art is him with the Bengals uniform on, he's gonna get the entire AFC North Kim. If he was in the Patriot uniform, he would get the entire AFC East Kim. So flashbacks does make it easier. It still makes it easy to build out your theme team as well, right? And like I said, there was cards earlier on in the season, well during the month life cycle, where there would be, what's it called, welcome pack players, whether it be a cornerback, receiver, and they will get every single team Kim. So they made it really easy this year to build out a theme team. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it is all up to you. In my honest opinion, of what team you want to run. Because like I said, it is pretty easy. Um, and like I said, the quote unquote best theme team does change, as the Madden, as Madden goes on. Right now, currently, the best theme team is going to be Patriots and Seahawks for this particular reason right here, right? If you go to playoffs, where's that playoffs? Oh, for two reasons actually. So boom, as you can see right here, and again the playoff cards, right? From part three of the Patriots and Seahawks, they're gonna get the entire AFC chems, and for the Seahawks, they're gonna get every NFC chem. Only for the part three cards though. You know, part two and part one, they're not gonna get it. Only part three cards. I'm not sure who came out for part three for Seattle. I think it was, yeah, it was Josh. So Josh is gonna get every single NFC chem as well. So just to reiterate how easy it is to build a theme team, right? But also the reason why Patriots and Seahawks is gonna be the best theme team for about a month is this, right? Um, it's easy to build them as well because for part two, the divisional round, because the Pats and Seahawks advanced, right? They received a times two chem for their part two cards. Or was it part one? Let me see. I think it was part two cards. Yeah, part two cards. So Jalen Hawkins, right? He came out during part two. He receives no, he doesn't. He gets AFC East chems. So it was part one cards. Yeah, my fault. So part one cards, right? They get a times two bucket for their current team. So obviously Stephon Diggs, he's a Patriot. He also gets times two Patriot. So part one cards for both Seattle and New England, they get times two. So it's gonna make it easier to build up those theme teams, right? But the real reason why those cards are gonna be the best for about a month, I wanna say, is because of this. For part one of the Super Bowl, we probably only got we got two Patriots. We got a welcome pack play, Malcolm Butler, and we got Damian Woody. Seattle, I don't think Seattle got anyone. But however though, part two cards for the bowl is gonna be all Patriots and all Seattle, right? And to take a note of this, what's gonna happen for these cards with the Super Bowl, they're gonna be given X factors, right? And these X factors are going to be able to be turned on super easily. So you see how something like protected right here, it says make consecutive passes for 5+ yards, whatever. It might be something like extremely easy as hell, right? So next to the X factor abilities, it's gonna say the bowl next to it. So for instance, right, pocket deadeye, Super Bowl. You feel me? Or Super Bowl dots. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be super easy to get it turned on. And the thing about that though is right, once they're activated, they're on for the entire game, right? Both offense and defense. So offense, if I remember correctly, right, it's gonna be dots. I think bazooka. I think blitz radar. I don't know if you said running gun, gambit as well. Just to give you a taste. And then for defense, it's gonna be stuff like avalanche. What else was there? Avalanche, universal coverage, shut down. What else we have? Zone hawk, bottleneck, right? And like I said, these are gonna be super easy to activate, both on offense and defense. Like I said, once they're on, they're gonna be on. So it's gonna be a bunch of Patriot players and Seattle players with just X factors on for the entire game on both offense and defense. It's gonna get nasty, right? So that's the number one reason why those cards are going to be so good for about a month because EA Sports said that that nerf will go away, I believe March 4th, right? So we're going to have all of February with Patriots and Seahawks out here with just X Factors on for the entire, you know what I'm saying? Just for like the entirety, the entirety, you know what I'm saying, of games. Them, I'm not now. That might only be only for the events. I'm not sure that would translate over for both ranked and head-to-head seasons. I don't think they would be. I don't think they would do that. But you never know with EA Sports, right? So like I said, part two of the bowl promo is gonna just be straight Seahawks and just straight Patriots, like all around. You know, you're not gonna be able to avoid it. That's why they're gonna be the best teams, the best two quote unquote theme teams for Madden for a for not very long time, but at least about a month. You know, like turned on X Factors, and then I forgot too, right? They're also gonna get discounted buckets, right? It's gonna be it's gonna be a discounted bucket right here for 1 AP and 2 AP and blah blah blah. And the second bucket is gonna be all 0 AP. Straight like that. straight like that. So these cards are gonna be highly priced, highly sought after. You're gonna see dudes, switching teams and whatnot, and blase blah, all this other stuff. But like I said, if I'm you, I would just rock out with your favorite team. Because like I said, it's easy to build a theme team like a 50 and get that +2 speed for your theme team, and just have filler pieces. For me, right? This is what I did. I have a 50 Patriots and 21 Niners, right? I'm lying. I'm maxed out Patriots. So that's 60 Patriots and then 21 Niners, right? It was super easy to get because, like I said, I'm going to show you right now. Will Campbell, he was a part one playoff card. Obviously, the Patriots, they won their first game. So he got a times two Kim, you know? What else was there? Who else was there? We got Bradbury. He doesn't get anything special besides just the entire AFC East Kims. But someone like Mason Taylor, right? Team builder. Because he played for the Jets, he's gonna get the entire AFC East Kims. So, you know what I'm saying? We give him he's a Patriot now. In our eyes, down apart him. He was a season 4 event player. Back during those days, season event plays, they got every team Kim. So boom. The Crystals as well. The Crystal players get every team Kim as well. So Trey McBride, he's a Patriot. Sean Booty, Patriot. I believe Nico's a Patriot. He's a Crystal. I forgot what I gave him. Yep, he's a Patriot. You feel me? So it's super easy, and that's what I did. Drake May, Patriot, Trayvon Henderson with the stocking stuffer token. He gets times 3 Patriot Kims. So really, it's about just going through it all and seeing, like what you could do. Saquon, Gibbs, Crystals, they get Patriot Kims. Matt Collins, Patriot. Javon's he's a Niner. Jalen Hawkins, Cam, Gronk, Tavai gets a times 2. Brandon Spice, Team Diamond gets a times 3 Kim. So certain promos are gonna give you more than one Kim. So obviously your Team Diamonds, the LTDs, you don't have to get the LTD. You could get the Redux Team Diamond, right? They are a lot cheaper, and they'll give you times 3 Kims as well. Also look for your team builders. Your newer team builders give you times 2 chemistries as well. Like your newer ones. That was so Christian Barmore, Jennings. He's a times 2 Kim as well. So really, it's about going through your promos. So the promos that will give you a times 2, a times 3 Kim are going to be this: your team diamonds and your team builders. So look for your team, whether it be Raiders, Packers, Niners, Steelers. Look for team diamonds and your team builders, right? And then what you can also do is use team captains to help build your team as well. Because team captains, once you upgrade them just one time, the team captain token, they'll get every team Kim as well. Also, your crystals, they get every team Kim as well too. you know. And in the playoffs, depending on how if your team made the playoffs and how far they won the first game, they'll get times 2 Kim. So your Houston Texans will get times 2 Kim. Patriots, Seahawks, Niners, who else? Rams, who else? Bears will get times 2 Kim, so on and so forth. And just basically build around from that. How I did my team, right? Because I'm maxed out with Patriots, so they're gonna get like all the best stats and boosts. And my crystals are all Patriots as well too. They tied to the Patriots, the crystals, the OG3, Saquon Barkley, PS2, and Micah Parsons. They're gonna give every Patriot player a +1 speed boost, right? And then I have the Jameer Gibbs, Trey McBride, Nico Collins, like all my crystals, all are tied to the Patriots. So that's boosting my Patriot team even more, which is why like their stats are so high, like a lot higher, right? As well as for this promo for the playoffs, the strategy item, he was using this playoffs. This gave +1 stat to every single playoff card player. You know what I'm saying? So they got a +1 to everything, right? And on top of that, I'm running playoffs too. That got maxed out. So at 20 components, every playoff card gets a +1 speed. So that's even more boost. So really, what you want to do is have a theme team and then build that current promo around that theme team. That way, those promo players get boosted even more. Because naturally, right, he will only be a +3 speed. He'll get a +1 speed at 20, another +1 speed at 50. The crystals give him another +1 speed. That would be 3. And how we got the 5 is this, right? From the promo item, right? That gives a +1 to all stats. And then boom, we're at 20 for the playoff players. That's 5 right there. So definitely utilize the strategy items for that promo, and definitely try to max out what's it called, um, the promo chems, right? So playoffs, like I said, we got that maxed out. You see it right here. Playoffs maxed out. We at tier 6. So definitely look at that. And how I did my team was this: at every, just about at every important position, it's a Patriot starting because, like I said, they're gonna get all the boosts from the crystals, and they're maxed out. So they're gonna get literally every single stat increase, right? You can see it right here. What's active? Tiers 1 to 12, +2 strength, run block, block shed, agility, pass blocking, zone catching, speed, man, all that. You see it right there. Take a screenshot. They get all of that, right? The only important spot that's not a Patriot is the strong safety. So I had Brian Branch. I sold Brian Branch, and I just went with him instead because he's free, you know. And anything else I want to add on? That might be about it though. And also, your theme team, you gotta keep it a revolving door. You know, keep it a revolving door. Trying to sell players, early on as you can to get the most out of your coins. Don't wait to the last minute to get someone going. Like for instance, me, I should have been sold Kayshawn Booty, but I was still trying to get that event and get my second event token, which I couldn't get. This one was wild. It was wild. And not just that, but now I got to keep him regardless because there's no new Patriot receiver drop until part 2. So kind of need him. He will lose a +2 speed because the playoff promo is ending. So he will lose that +2. He'll only be +3 speed. So 99 speed is insane. He'll be 97 speed at max. So that's still not bad. That's still pretty decent. But that really might be about it. Yeah, for the most part, like I said, I have a Patriot starting at every important position because, like I said, they get every boost from tiers 1 to 12. So, and also this guy right here, the long snapper, we got him from the Zero Chill CPU event. He gets 3 buckets of any team cam. So we made him a Patriot, max him out, and that's just more Patriot plays right there times 3. Like, come on. And also, one last thing, right, is this: your strategy items. What you want to do is if you can't afford the gold strategy item right here for the team affinity of your choice, whether it be Raider, Bengal, Bronco, Niner, whatever, the purple ones get a times 4. So what this basically does is this basically gives you this basically fills out 4 plays for your theme team, right? So this is giving me a +4 to my theme team for the Patriots. So for instance, right, you see I'm maxed out with the Pats. If I take this off and go Niners, watch what happens. So boom, Niners, right? We just lost 4 Patriot players. You say I went from 12 to 11. That's basically 4 players right there. You know, I know the gold one does is it's a times 5. Those are like a million plus coins depending on the team. You know what I'm saying? So be wary of that, and also other strategy cards as well to help boost out your players. So I'm running the zone +5 zone +1 player +1 awareness. It basically helps out my DBs. Field general, I might sell this one. It gives +4 pursuit, play wreck, and zone coverage, but that might get sold because I ain't seen nothing from that. And omniscient +4 awareness to all offensive linemen. So definitely utilize, in gunslinger +4 throw power. Need that. So definitely utilize, your strategy items. Definitely. That being said, y'all be easy, y'all be safe. So it's God bless. Hopefully that's helped somebody out. And listen, bro, like run what you want to run. If you want to run Raiders or Broncos or Panthers, then you do that, bro. You feel me? I'll let you.